Tonight, a shocking jailhouse call in the case of missing 2-year-old CAYLEE Anthony. I'm Jamie Colby. Good evening. I'm in for Greta Van Susteren. Casey Anthony is behind bars tonight after she failed to report her daughter missing for more than a month. Listen to this phone call that was made by Casey to her mother, her brother, and her friend, recorded just hours after she was arrested.
Casey?
Mom.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh, I just saw your nice little cameo on TV.
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
Which one? I did 4 different ones, and I don't know. I haven't seen them all. I've only seen 1 or 2 so far.
You don't know what my involvement is and stuff?
Casey.
Mom.
What?
No.
I don't know what your involvement is, sweetheart. You're not telling me where she's at.
Because I don't f***ing know where she's at. Are you kidding me?
Casey, don't waste your call.
No.
Scream and holler at me.
Waste my call sitting in, the jail?
Whose fault is
bunks are?
Whose fault is you're sitting in the jail? You're blaming me that you're sitting in the jail?
Not
Blame
my
yourself
fault.
for telling lies. You mean it's not your fault? What do you mean it's not your fault, sweetheart? If you'd have told them the truth and not lied about everything, they wouldn't...
Do me a favor, just tell me what Tony's number is. I don't want to talk to you right now. Forget it. I don't want any of you coming up here when I have my first hearing for bond and everything else. Like, don't even f***ing waste your time coming up here.
We're going to find out. Something, whatever's going on, it's going to be found out. So why not do it now? Save
There's
yourself
nothing to find out. There's absolutely nothing to find out. And that's even what I told the detective.
Well, you know, everything
I have
she's
no
telling
clue
them
where
is
CAYLEE
a
is. If I knew where CAYLEE was, do you think any of this would be happening? No. And I appreciate everything that you're trying to do, but I'd like to call Tony. He's not at my house, is he?
No,
Okay.
no, it's just me and your parents and Lee.
Okay. Well, can you do me a favor and get my brother back or get the number from him, please?
Does Tony have anything to do with CAYLEE?
No. Nothing.
Okay, so why do you want to talk to Tony? You probably don't want to tell me, do you?
Huh?
You probably don't want to tell me, do you?
What do you... Well, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, does Tony have anything to do with CAYLEE?
No, Tony had nothing to do with CAYLEE.
Oh, so why do you want to talk to him? You probably don't want to tell me.
He's my boyfriend, and I want to actually try to sit and talk to him because I didn't get a chance to talk to him earlier because I got arrested on a whim today because they're blaming me for stuff that I never would do, that I didn't do.
Casey, you have to tell me if you know anything about CAYLEE.
Sweetheart,
If anything happens to CAYLEE, Casey, I'll die. You understand? I'll die. If anything happens to that baby.
Oh my God, calling you guys, waste, huge waste. Honey, I love you. You know I would not let anything happen to my daughter. If I knew where she was, this wouldn't be going on.
So how come everybody's saying you're lying?
Because nobody's listening to anything that I'm saying. The media completely misconstrued everything that I said. The detectives told them they got all of their information from me, yet at the same time, they're twisting stuff. They've already said they're going to pin this on me if they don't find CAYLEE. They've already said that.
Well,
they arrested me because they said that...
Yeah, because they said that the person that you dropped CAYLEE with doesn't even exist.
Because, oh, look, they can't find her in the Florida database. She's not just from Florida. If they would actually listen to anything that I would have said to them, they would have had their lead. They maybe could have tracked her down. They haven't listened to a thing that I've said.
Do you know that whoever has CAYLEE, nobody's going to get away with this? Nobody.
I know nobody's going to get away with it, but at the same time, the only way they're going to find CAYLEE is if they actually listen to what I'm saying, and I'm trying to help them, and they're not letting me help them.
So how can I help them find her? The best thing you can do, baby, listen to
They
me.
need to look up her information in a New York database, in a North Carolina database, other places that she's lived outside of Florida. That's what I told them even again today. I told them that 4 times today. I sat up at the police station, up at the county police station.
But she's the one who has CAYLEE, or she transferred CAYLEE to somebody else? Because
honey, I haven't talked to her. I don't know. I haven't talked to her.
How come everybody's saying that you're not upset, that you're not crying, that you show no caring of where CAYLEE is at all?
I'm not sitting here crying every 2 seconds because I have to stay make other phone calls, to do other things. I can't sit here and be crying every 2 seconds like I want to. I can't.
Okay, Casey, don't yell at me. I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
You're not.
Trust me.
I know you're on my side. I'm not trying to
Nobody
yell at
is
you.
saying anything bad about you. Your family is with you 100%.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Because I just watched news and heard everything that my mom said. Nobody in my own family is on my side.
Yes, they are. Nobody has said...
They just want Kaylee back. That's all they're worried about right now.
You can't tell me anybody that can find Kaylee. Nobody.
No, because every number that I've tried, every number that I've called is disconnected. Nothing. I can't get a hold of anybody.
But that girl was the last person to have her?
She was the last person to have her. That was the last time I saw Kaylee.
But you're telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Because they'll find...
That I have no clue where my daughter is? Yeah, that is the truth. That is the absolute truth.
Stunning jailhouse calls. Joining me now live in Orlando is Rosie Franco, reporter for WFLA Radio and the Florida News Network. Rosie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Jamie. This call is truly shocking. This call came in just hours after she was arrested. You can see how she was highly combative. She was hostile toward her mother and completely callous. When her friend asked her about Kaylee, she just completely scoffs off the question and asks where her boyfriend is. And she just doesn't seem concerned at all. As a matter of fact, when she opened the call, she says, you know, Mom, I saw your cameo on television. It just doesn't, it really gives insight to the demeanor of Casey Anthony.
Yeah, Rosie, let me ask you a little bit about this, some specifics from the call and what the reaction of people there as well as authorities has been. She seems surprised that her family, all they want right now is Kaylee back. What do you hear about that?
Right, it's almost when she asks the question and she says, all my family wants is Kaylee back, she almost sounds contemptuous. And then it's an afterthought when she says, I want Kaylee back as well. She's not been cooperative with Orange County investigators. She's given them information. She's told lie after lie. Today, the latest that came down was Deputy Carlos Padilla said that her attorney, Jose Baez, he called and actually asked to speak to Orange County investigators and said that Casey was going to open up. And I just spoke to Casey's mother just minutes ago, and she confirmed that they did have some sort of conversation, but that dialogue has not been released yet. But as of now, she's not been cooperative with investigators.
And Rosie, let me ask you about Kaylee's grandmother, who is, I assume, in the house behind you. These calls do not really necessarily make her look, it could be in a less favorable light, because she says, I've given you 30 days in one of the calls, and I'm not going to give you any more time. And there are the 911 calls, and then there are also these jailhouse calls. And then all Casey wants is a number for Tony. Who's Tony, and what could he have to do with all of this?
Well, Tony actually has set up a MySpace page in Kaylee trying to find Kaylee, and Tony is actually Casey's boyfriend. And what's ironic about the whole thing is the call is she's asking for Tony, which is her boyfriend, and not divulging any kind of information to her friend, to her brother, to her mother on who has Kaylee or where Kaylee might be.
Okay, but she seems shocked when she says to her mother, and this is what really stood out in my mind, you don't know what my involvement is, Mom? Does the mother, the grandmother of Kaylee, know what the involvement is?
Well, actually, I spoke to Cindy, and she says that this situation has brought her and Casey closer than they were before. Now, like you heard in the call, she said, I've given you a month, and I'm not giving you one more day. I'm calling authorities, that was Cindy's frustration. She was trying to find Kaylee for an entire month, and Casey was giving her excuse after excuse on where the girl was until she finally called in to authorities.
All right, whatever these parties know, Rosie, they're not giving it up very easily. Thanks for the latest from the scene.